In this video I will be explaining the Hermetic pendulum effect, but before I begin, the title of this video just says like rest or something, but really this works with like if you're doing self-improvement or any type of improvement really. And yeah, how to explain the Hermetic pendulum effect is basically that it's the yo-yo effect. So really, like if you're into self-improvement or you're into like the gym or something, or you were or whatever, then you probably are familiar with this effect that when you very extreme into something like self-improvement, or let's just take going to the gym as an example, right? If you go very extreme into going to the gym, you do it like every single day for 2 weeks in a row, let's say, then you have that yo-yo effect of 2 weeks where you're failing at everything. You're really fucking up. Like 2 weeks where you're not going to the gym, you're maybe eating junk food, you're playing video games, you're like, bro, everything snowballs downwards, and then the pendulum swings again and you're back to that very extreme mode of really going like, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that, and then just keep going like this. And really, you shouldn't have to be doing it like that. And these old Hermetic texts talk about this pendulum effect. If you understand how this works, then you can kinda get a better understanding of how to counteract this force. So I know a lot of people are probably like me, who watch this channel, like very extreme, like you're going into self-improvement very extreme, you're going into weightlifting very extreme. Like I used to train every single day, wake up at 5 a.m, run for like an hour until I could barely run anymore. Then I'd go home and hit a home workout, and after school I would like hit a gym workout. Like that's very extreme, but I think a lot of you guys can maybe relate to this. So what I'm about to tell you isn't gonna sound very good, but hear me out first, okay? So you can't be that extreme to where the pendulum, when it swings back to the other complete extreme. You have to be somewhere more in the middle. Now, what I'm not saying is that you can like 1 hour of Netflix and then 1 hour of workout. Never am I going to tell you that. That's never gonna be a good idea. I'm just saying, like, you have to do things that you consider fun. Fun doesn't have to be social media, bro. Like, you have to keep it in the middle, so you're not on this extreme side where you're working like 16 hours a day and your first hour you're working, second hour you're studying, third hour you're working out, like boom 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 on all this hard stuff that you haven't programmed your brain to even like doing. So it's really, you have to force yourself, you have to pull that muscle of discipline, right? But that leads you to such a big counter swing that really it's quite ineffective. Now this is, of course, you're gonna be tempted to click off now, I will be too, but like you have to be more in the middle, but not like the middle as in 1 hour video game, you know, not that stuff, right? You have to be more in the middle. So maybe as a practical example, let's say study 1 hour, then go for a walk. Like going for a walk, that's like a productive thing, but it's not a very mentally hard thing. It's probably something you want to do, especially now in the summer, where it's like nice to be going out on a walk, or like going out jogging or something. Something you find nice that doesn't involve like social media binging or playing video games, or you know, any of these like bad habits. Something that is more of a neutral habit, or maybe even slightly positive, like reading a book or something, for example. But you don't have to be in this grind mode of doing things you don't want to do every single day, because then it will just swing right back and fuck you up. So really, you have to be doing stuff you like mixed in with stuff that is like hard, you push your discipline, right? You need to be doing both, but never be doing like these bad habits as the thing you think is fun. Never doing that. But you have to stay in this middle area where you're working, you're going out on a walk, you're working, you're reading something you find interesting. Like for me it would be like Young or something, that's very fun. Like you're working, like do these things, or you're just chilling or whatever, like just thinking, or whatever you find is like fun that you can do in real life, playing soccer or something. And man, in this new world, everyone is so obsessed with this like productivity. You have to be constantly productive, you have to always be doing something, you have to move. But that just leads to such a counter swing where you're fucking your life up, because this time you're going so extreme, you're moving all the time, you're trying to make every single second productive, but really have to be in the middle. So when that pendulum swings, just swings to the other side of the middle, it doesn't destroy your life, you know. Like when you've been doing that productive stuff and then the pendulum swings after that, which it basically always does, like it's basically a rule of nature, that pendulum, you know. And when it swings, it won't completely like destroy you, it will be like a very light swing. Maybe it's that you like watching YouTube video for like an hour or something, like that's the type of swing. It won't be something like where you're doing a binge on like weed and fucking it up completely, right? It will be something way more tame when you're getting that swing back. And yeah, the summary of what I'm trying to tell you is that you have to be somewhere in the middle, so you're not on this bad side where you're being completely unproductive, you're like doing everything, and you're not on the completely productive, spending 16 hours working, like very much stretching your luck. You have to be somewhere in the middle, but you can never do any of these like bad habits that you would be doing on the extreme on this side, but you can't also be overworking yourself like you would on this side, because that pendulum will swing, and when it swings, if you're on an extreme, it will completely tear you down. Alright, so yeah, Christ is King. See ya.